morning, Village School, and welcome back to another edition of the VES News. I hope everyone enjoyed their weekend.
Your newscasters are Hanshika from the Cullinane Chianese class
and also Alexandra from the CC class.
Today is Monday, February 6th. It is a day 6.
Today's character education thought of the day is encourage your classmates to do their best. Now to Hanshika at our weather center.
Today will be mostly sunny. The current temperature is 38 degrees. The current humidity is 58%. The high is expected to be 44 degrees. The low this evening will be 35 degrees. Tomorrow will be rainy. The high is expected to be 51 and a low of 49. Looking at the radar, we see clear skies for today. There will be outdoor recess for everyone. Stay away from any muddy areas.
Thank you, Hanshika. If you look up to the night sky, here's what the moon will look like.
Our moon continues waxing towards a full moon. We will have a full moon on Saturday.
Today's lunch will be a hamburger or a cheeseburger.
And don't forget those sides and veggies, sweet potato puffs and roasted zucchini and yellow squash chips.
Tomorrow's lunch will be a crispy chicken tenders
with seasoned cauliflower and Boston baked beans.
At this time, please stand as we honor our country with the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag. By now you probably heard the Patriots won the Super Bowl in overtime.
The final score was the Patriots 34 and the Falcons 28.
That means our Super Bowl collection didn't predict the winning team, but it was sure looking like the most of the game.
Mr. Dolan will reach out to the local food pantries and see who needs the food the most. In the end, it doesn't matter what team won because they supported a great cause with 705 items collected.
Now to Miss Lacey with a very special guest.
Good morning, villagers. I'd like to introduce you to a very special guest, my mother, Mrs. Lacey. Her friends call her Betty. I call her Mom. Hi, Mom. Welcome back to VES.
Hi, good to be back here.
I'm glad you're here. You visited before with Daddy to share your black doll collection.
And enjoyed it.
And you shared history, African American history, and Dad shared his jazz music. Can you tell our villagers a little bit about yourself for those who haven't met you?
I'm a retired teacher, and they say once a teacher, always a teacher, so I have been teaching with my collection of things. I'm a member of the United Federation of Doll Clubs and a member of the National Association of Black Storytellers, and both of these groups meet somewhere in the country every year. I'm the daughter of oil historians, just like most of you are. You're sitting at home talking to your mom and your dad and other people in your family about things that have happened in your family. Well, we did that too. We love to collect and share our stories about family, our friends, and the community. I'm a collector of so many things, and you'll see some of them today.
Tell us about one of your current projects and how these three roles come together to make it possible.
Right now, one of my favorite projects is an oral history program, something that I have inherited by talking with family. And I have a group of people who are meeting with me, and I interview them and write down their answers or record their answers about the history of the New Lincoln School. I've also done other research projects too.
And why is the New Lincoln School so special to you? Tell us about that school. What is that?
First of all, it was in our neighborhood. I could look out of my front door, see the backyard, see the school. And the other thing is that it was in the center, not too far from the center city, in the shadow of the Trenton Battle Monument, which was a historical site in Trenton, and we could go there. We like to do things. We go to the library, which was within walking distance. We also had a wonderful library at New Lincoln School. And when I looked at the architect plans, I saw that the library was built right next to the front door And that was done so to involve the community to come in Lincoln School. So that was a good thing. They invited Lincoln School, New Lincoln School, and invited the community to be a part of their school.
And Daddy attended there. Many of our friends and family members attended there as well.
Many friends and many families. It was built especially in 1924 for African American children. It didn't integrate until 1946.
So that's what makes it different than our own village school, because it was built during segregation.
Yes.
And that was one of a few schools in Trenton. Some were segregated and some were not.
Yes, right.
And then the graduates of Lincoln School went to Trenton Central High School?
Yes, they went to Trenton Central High School.
Okay. And the other thing that I think is different about New Lincoln School and our school is that our students catch the bus and you all had to walk to school.
No matter where in town you lived, you had to walk.
But it was close to you because it was in your neighborhood.
Yes.
Are there any special Lincoln School graduates we should recognize? I know you're a special one, and Daddy and some other people we know. But are there any other important ones that will be featured in what you're going to share with us this month?
One of the things about all these people who had gone through the school system and lived in the neighborhoods, we knew all about their background when they became famous. And one of the first persons that I want to talk about is Leon Hickenbottom, who became a federal judge and a presidential advisor.
And the students can learn more about him in the display you're working on.
Yes, the display is in the hallway.
And you knew all these people that we're naming.
I
you
knew all
very
these
well.
people, and that's how tight the community was.
Who's the next one?
New York City Mayor David Dinkins. His mother was a graduate of New Lincoln School, and so was he. And then she, like me, came back to Lincoln to teach with people who had taught her.
Okay.
Bill Lacey, my husband, was an award-winning jazz trumpeter, and he received national recognition as the editor of the Post Office newspaper. Tom Malloy, a prominent artist.
There's Daddy's picture.
Oh, there's his picture.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, go ahead.
Tom Malloy, a prominent artist. An Elwood driver who was a Tuskegee Airman and received many presidential appointments from President Carter, and he was the first African American to serve on the United States Transportation Commission. Ike Williams is special. He graduated from New Lincoln School. He was a world boxing champion, and what makes him so special is that a lot of the millions of dollars that he made, he put back in the Trenton school system.
That's great.
And it didn't matter about race. He gave it to deserving kids. And he also installed a new hardwood floor in the African American YMCA.
Okay, and who's next? We have one more.
Dr. Lenny Pickens Tolliver was the United States Commissioner of Aging, another presidential appointment.
Excellent. And how can our villagers learn a little bit more about New Lincoln School?
Well, to start, you can look at the exhibit we have in the hallway that talks about different eras and different people. And then I have lots and lots of material that I'm going to be sharing this month with some of the students here.
Okay, so I know we have an exhibit that shows the history of the school. There's one that talks about student achievements, and there are actual trophies that students at Lincoln School earned. And my mother also was in the newspaper interviewing some of those friends of hers who earned some of those trophies she found at the school a few years ago. And finally, there's an exhibit of the Trailblazer graduates that we just talked about, and they'll be added to that case there that you see on the screen. So you'll be working on this exhibit today, and we expect it to be ready this week, right?
This week, yes.
Well, thanks for creating these exhibits so far and for sharing local African American history with us. We look forward to visiting the exhibit and learning more about Lincoln School. Thank you for being here and sharing this wonderful history.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I've been really excited about working here for the last week.
Thanks for coming back.
Thank you, Miss Lacey and Mrs. Lacey.
For the VES News Network, this is Alexandra signing off.
And Hanshika signing off.
Tune in tomorrow to see what's happening at the Village School.
Have a marvelous Monday and a great week ahead.
Remember,
Blazer says be your best at VES.